Okay. Show me.
Hi there guys, welcome back to the GepRC channel. Thank you very much for tuning in for a review of this GepRC quadcopter you see here. This is the Dolphin toothpick 4-inch racer from, again, GepRC. Now I say it's a toothpick, that's what GepRC calls it. I wouldn't say it's a toothpick, but that doesn't really matter obviously. It's a 4-inch racing quadcopter. Freestyle? No, this is a racing quadcopter. Can you fly freestyle with it? Of course, but its intended purpose or its design premise is racing. So a 4-inch RPV quadcopter, that is nice. Or is it? Is it 4-inch? What? The first time I saw the product pages pop up of this quadcopter, I thought, well, wait, 4-inch? Why? This isn't the first 4-inch obviously, but well, as with other 4-inch quadcopters, I thought, well, did we really need a 4-inch quadcopter? We already know that 5 inches work better, and if you want something really small and zippy, you go for a 3-inch and that's it, right? A 4-inch up to now was always, yeah, it's not that much bigger than a 3-inch and there's not much difference, and if you want something bigger and more efficient anyway, go for a 5-inch and that's it. Right, part of that is because there's not a whole lot of choice in 4-inch propellers. However, we've got that 250 grams thing, right? New rules, new regulations. The 250 grams limit is getting more important with every month or year. And with a 4-inch quadcopter like this, it's a lot easier to stay below 250 grams. So that's what makes 4 inches more interesting. Also the advances in technology, of course. You can now make a better 4-inch than say 2 years ago. So, review of this GepRC Dolphin. Let's first take a look at what you get with this quadcopter. As always, this GepRC comes to us in a black box. All GepRCs come in black boxes. And we're born for FPV. And let's see. The Dolphin, a toothpick FPV, even though it's not really a toothpick at all, in my humble opinion of course. And I've got the XM Plus version. See, this Dolphin is available with an RXSR receiver or this XM Plus, or a crossfire receiver or without receiver. Now I actually wanted the version without receiver, but that wasn't in stock. So I've got the one with the XM Plus receiver. Let's see what's in this box. So this is really what I was expecting. This is how modern GepRCs are packaged, right? Well, shrink wrapped. Okay, so that's a quadcopter. Closer look in a second. And we've got a care package with some straps from the looks of it. Yeah, 2 straps and some antenna tubes, and that's anti-slip. We'll take a closer look at that in a second as well. One set of HQ propellers, black, and another set of HQ propellers in black, 4-inch obviously. And manual for the receiver, the XM Plus receiver. Decals, black and red. And some kind of... and a support card. Okay, let's take a closer look at the quadcopter itself. Okay, because you're probably interested in the size comparison, here we've got a 3-inch quadcopter and here's the Dolphin 4-inch. And you can see from the propellers that, well, the propellers are definitely different in size, quite a substantial difference. However, these two quadcopters are actually the same length, but this is a stretched quadcopter, whereas the Dolphin is a true X. Is that true? True X? Yeah, it's a true X. Okay, so that's the difference here. Obviously this 3-inch isn't as wide. Well, actually, there's not that much between the two. Yeah, so basically what happened here is that they managed to package a 4-inch quadcopter in the size of a 3-inch quadcopter. That's basically what happened here. And that's mostly due to the small pod, right? This canopy is a lot bigger. And that's basically what makes this quadcopter almost the same size as this 4-inch. Quite surprising, isn't it? We'll do a weight comparison between the two in a second as well. But this is a typical 3-inch racer. Very popular one as well from Diatone, Eachine. And yeah, I'm actually surprised to see that there's hardly any difference in size. So what I'm hoping for is that this 4-inch is more grippy in corners and has more acceleration, maybe higher top speed. No, probably not a higher speed, but slightly more efficient, but mostly more grip and acceleration. That's what I'm hoping for. And if it isn't better in those things, then there's really no reason to fly a 4-inch instead of a 3-inch. Now, quick weight comparison. It won't be completely fair. 185 grams, because this Diatone doesn't have its stock antenna anymore. 185 grams, and the new GepRC 4-inch. What? It's lighter. What? 144 grams. So yeah. The Diatone does have an upgraded antenna, and the GepRC doesn't have its battery strap yet, but lighter. A battery strap is what, 2 grams? Yeah. Okay. Well, that's promising actually for this GepRC Dolphin. That should make it a ripper. Cool. Alright, with that said, I can't wait to fly this quadcopter. In fact, that's what we'll do right now. If you want to see the specs of this quadcopter, you've probably already seen the specifications, but they are also in the description of this video down below. There will also be a link to this quadcopter, and that's an affiliate link. I bought this quadcopter with my own money. So let me see. Yeah, I'll be flying it with Tattu R-Line 850 mAh 4S. And that's it. Yeah, let's go out to the field and fly this sucker. Here we go. Alrighty guys, we've got one GepRC Dolphin all ready to go. And I'm gonna be flying it with the Jumper T16 probe. So yeah, let's get it on. Here we go. We arm the copter and we are up and away. This is genuinely my first flight with the copter, so let's feel it out a little. Stock tune, I just took the quadcopter out of the box and we are now flying it. So even the rates, these are obviously racing rates, right? So they're a little lower than what I'm expecting or what I'm used to. Okay, so the tune, I'm not sure if they GepRC did actual tuning on this quadcopter, but it flies very, very well. You can probably tell that from the DVR. I haven't paid close attention to it yet, but yeah, there's some oscillation here and there, but nothing too concerning, and for a racer I wouldn't even care. Okay, so yeah, the rates are a little lower than what I'm used to, and therefore it feels a little less aggressive than I was expecting from a racer. Yeah, there see, if I look for it, I can definitely get some proper oscillation, which is fine. Also, the quadcopter is pretty low noise, silent. No, silent isn't the word, but Let's fly it a little closer to the camera here. I can hear it, but it's definitely not noisy. Pretty nice. And it does have some get up and go. So what am I now expecting? This is my first flight and I'm feeling it out, right? I'm not flying it overly aggressive, as you can tell. So in this kind of scenario, I'm expecting a long flight time, a reasonably long flight time. That's what we are moving to 4-inch propellers for, right? For more efficiency and maybe a little more grip. But mostly the bigger the propeller is, the more efficiency we get. And yeah, again, this quadcopter doesn't seem set up for aggression. Ooh, what the hell? What the hell? Was that a flip of death? What is my RSSI like? You can probably see the RSSI in my OSD in the top right corner. Seems fine, and I had me that flip in close proximity. That was weird. I have 2 batteries with me, so I had planned to record 1 flight, but with that little mishap. Is that a fluke? What is it? Yeah, in my second flight I'll put it more to the test, I guess. Ramp up the amps a little higher. To see if I can replicate that.
4 minutes.
Okie dokie. Yeah, one weird mistake. I'm not sure what the hell I saw. You tell me. I didn't pay close attention to what my OSD, maybe the warning said something. Did my voltage drop considerably? Low battery. Okay. I should be able to fly down to 14 volts. And it's now 14.7 in hover. For almost 5 minutes. So yeah, my estimation was correct. This quadcopter is set up for long flight times, not for super aggressive flying.
5 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes. Okay. Definitely, that's one of the selling points of this quadcopter: long flight time. And let me see. If you are a relative beginner, I'd say this quadcopter will fly to your liking. Me, as a more experienced pilot, I'd like a little edgier performance, faster maybe. And I've already replaced the propellers, as you could tell, with more aggressive propellers. Okay, my battery is done. Almost 6 minutes. That's really long. On a mixed flight, right? Some coasting and some aggressive flying. Let's do another flight. Here we go. Alright guys, take 2 for the GepRC Dolphin. We are up and away again. It's a shame that these gulls have netting in them. Would have been nice FV gates otherwise. Yeah, shame that, but you can't have everything alive, I guess. Okay, yeah, so this is genuinely my second flight with the quadcopter, still feeling it out a little. Also, I haven't used this Jumper T16 Pro a lot in the field, outdoors. I use it every day for simulator practice. And I sometimes use it to test things, such as I'm doing right now. So, do I need to get used to it? It's a little different. Usually I'd be flying this quadcopter with my X-Lite Pro, but I recently found out that, especially when my hands are cold, winter, right? That transmitter isn't precise enough, or offers me less precision than a full-size radio such as the Jumper. So, hence, in case you were wondering, that's why I'm flying quadcopters with the Jumper T16 nowadays. And again, this is the Pro model of the Jumper. Hall effect gimbals, and the springs could be a little tighter, but gimbals are nice and precise. Not as precise as my FlySky PL18 Paladin, but pretty good. Okay, I'm 2 minutes in. Let's run some higher amps. Yeah, I've got me another flip of death. Okie dokie. Well, flip of death, it's actually not a flip of... I'm not sure what to call this. But it definitely happens at high amps. You could tell, right? I was throwing the quadcopter into a corner. And yeah, I didn't crash, so I guess it's not a flip of death, it's a flip of almost. Almost. So, what can I tell you? This quadcopter does fly nicely, but it's basically a fail. And yeah, so I've had that flip of something twice now. There! 3 times. Okay, so this is not a fluke anymore. I didn't pay attention to the max amps. And again, the quadcopter didn't disarm, or well, I didn't crash. I could catch the quadcopter, but maybe if you are an inexperienced pilot, that would definitely have you crash. There. Okay. Yeah, this is a fail. And I'm not sure what part of the quadcopter is now failing. It does have a capacitor on the XT30. You could tell that from my unboxing. And yes, these propellers I have on the quadcopter will probably draw a little more amps, even though, well, in my first flight I got to 5 minutes, almost 6. So they are definitely not super duper amp hungry. So yeah, that's a non-issue. That's not causing these problems. I have not watched any of the other reviews, but yeah, you know how it is. A lot of the reviewers need to sell things. Let's put it that way. And I'm not even faulting them for that. As I said, they need to, because it's their livelihood. But I really don't know if they showed this problem. And I'd say this is a problem in either the 4-in-1 ESC or the flight controller. That's what I'd say. Yeah, it's definitely not a receiver. I mean, I had multiple of these twitches very close by, meters away from me. It's a shame. as this quadcopter does fly nicely. Is this Lipo too heavy? I don't think so. 850 milliamp hour 4S, that's the Lipo you'd want to use on this quadcopter. So yeah, I was planning to wrap this video up in the studio, but I won't. I'll just tell you that I wouldn't recommend this quadcopter. Even though it flies great, and maybe I don't expect to have this be a dot or something. Okay, 6 minutes again. Yeah, the flight time is nice and okay. So what I'll do is I'll get me some more 4-inch quadcopters and see if I can recommend those. Okay, so there's no two ways about this, right? You could see what happened multiple times, so it's not a fluke and it's not pilot error. Yeah, and I'm not 100% sure. Here you can see that capacitor. Hopefully you can see it. Shame. Nice looking quadcopter. 4-inch should be a nice size. But again, as a service to you, I'll set about finding a 4-inch quadcopter that does perform well. Or maybe I'll do a build project. This frame might be a good starting point for a build project. Who knows? We'll see. Yeah, that's my take on the GepRC Dolphin. Bit of a weird one, as I have very good luck with GepRC products, but this one didn't really work out well. Shame. Okay, on to the next video. Bye bye.